Welcome back to Digger Detecting, guys. Welcome also to a Friday afternoon. It's a beautiful, picture perfect, stunning day. Top of 26 today, and today what we're going to be doing to enjoy the day is doing a bit of a coin relic hunt. Now I've got a school building behind me. It's all abandoned now. It's not currently used at all. But look, I have hunted here before in the past, and I have pulled a lot of cool stuff. Florins, shillings, sixpence, threepence, toy cap guns, toy cars, look, the works. And we've sort of hunted over this left area here right beside the school building and the old sports sheds. As I said, all boarded up and abandoned now. But today what I want to do is hunt this area right in front of me, this whole grassy area, and that leads down to the old school plantation where a lot of the kids would have been playing, where they were planting all the trees. So we are going to be opting for the Equinox 900 today. Oh, these flies are shocking. We are going to leave the Minelab Manticore in the boot, but I just want to mention one thing before we get started is the Minelab Manticore. Some mentioned in my video there a couple of weeks ago about this screen protector or screen cover, a bit of a shade cover there for the screen, and it's all 3D printed and it's made up by Wayne Cummings 3D printing and design. He's done a fantastic job. He's even put Digger Detecting up the top there. It looks great and it works fantastic. So anybody that's wondering where I got that from, well, it was donated to our event, donated through Wayne Cummings 3D printing and design. And look, if you're after one, be sure to reach out to Wayne. I'm sure he'd be happy to make you one up. So let's get the pinpointer, get all the gear set up. And we are going to be, as I said, running the Equinox 900 today. I'm certainly going to be putting the snake gators on. And look, just for protection, I've got the bare naked legs. And as much as I'd love to go for a bit of a summer tan today, well, I think it's worthwhile protecting my legs just in case, because this is a very snaky area, and I wouldn't be surprised if I seen one out here today. So we will be putting the snake gators on, getting ourselves set up, turning that Equinox 900 on, and seeing what else we can find. Let's go. Rightio, well, we've got our first decent sounding signal here in front of us. Sounds good. And literally all I've done with the Equinox 900 here is I've just turned it on. I have not noise cancelled, have not ground balanced. We are digging from about 49 or 48 there all the way through to 99. So we're cutting out all that lower trash, lower rubbish numbers. And before we dig this target, I'm just going to say about my snake gators here. Now these are snake proof gators, and there is a difference between snake gators. You can get snake resistant gators and snake proof gators. You will pay a little bit more for the snake proof ones, but no point getting snake gators that are just snake resistant and they don't take any responsibility for you actually getting bitten or bitten through the snake gators themselves. They literally are just for, well, just for sticks and branches and all that sort of stuff to protect your legs, but there's no real protection there for snake bites. So when you look into them, make sure you look into buying a good pair. I mean, these cost me about $130 odd, and I will say I've actually just upgraded to a new pair of snake gators, and I'll show them. They're sort of for gold hunting, but I will show them in future videos, so stay tuned for that. But look, make sure you always get snake proof, not snake resistant gators. There is a difference. So 88, 89 on this one, going up to a 90, and he's got 2 bars of depth. Sounds like a coin to me. And it's nice, we're in the shade of the tree at the moment, which is good. We have not really had much summer at all, or no summer. It's been non-existent. We've had no spring really either. It's just been flat out with rain and really, really cold and wet. So nice to see a bit of sunshine coming out, but I've got to get used to it too, don't we? And I'm sure the snakes are out, as I said. That's why I'm wearing the snake gators today. And we will be sure, oh, there we go. We didn't need the pinpointer for that one. We will be sure to show those new ones in future upcoming videos. They cost a fair bit of money, more than what I've got on now. But yeah, look, you can't put a price on your safety at the end of the day. It's most important. So that was a failure, that one. Not a coin, but I'm sure if we keep going, we're going to find one. Well, 2 steps away, and I did not film it. It's always the ones that you don't film, isn't it? Look at that, first coin, first penny. 73, 74, a couple of bars of depth, and we've got a rue penny on that one. It's pretty cool, and I'll just show you too. Look how far away from the school building and the car we are. Not far at all. And I have done this area, but not really over here. So 1959 for that one. Nice rue penny into the bag. Really after a silver today. And last time I was here with a friend, actually picked up a little sixpence and a little threepence. Listen to the kookaburras. They're having a fight. Basically picked up a threepence and a sixpence. It was a horrible wet rainy day a couple of months ago, and it just goes to show, no site is ever fully done. You can come back and back and back and still find more. And this back area here today that we're really going to be concentrating our time on, I have never ever swung a detector over this ground here, so it's all fresh, all new, and well, that means all new finds, all new ground to hunt. Let's keep going. All right, next target, and it sounds like a cracker. Nice, clean, crisp 91, 2 bars of depth. What I'd ideally like to find here today would be a cap gun or a florin. That would be really nice. I found a ripper cap gun here years ago. It was called the Gambler, little black toy cap gun. Awesome find. It was over near the playground there, and as I said, I have hunted that area out quite well, so I'm not going to concentrate too much time over there today. Depending on this, how this bit of grass patch goes in front of me, maybe I might venture over there. But I have really done it to death. So, all the big, loud, obvious signals, well, they're all picked up already. And I will say too, I've been a bit slack on my videos lately. I have been hunting, but I just haven't been filming as much. I've just been sort of enjoying the hunt really, and not filming much at all. But gold, coin and relic, I've been doing it all. Oh, look at that. Old spigot. That is awesome. Old spigot tap. That's why it was ringing up so high. We'll put him up on the surface there. So not a florin at all, not a penny, but a nice, clean, crisp signal. Let's give you a listen from the surface there. That was 91 in the ground. I'll stand the shovel up and get it out of the way. And keep your eyes on him. Look at that. How cool. What a great find. Big target, 2 bars of depth, 90, 91. It's probably from, well, it'll be school related no doubt. But yeah, great find. The old spigot tap. Let's keep going. Well, 57, 58 on this one, and I wasn't quite sure what it was going to be because it's a real sketchy, dodgy sort of signal. But you can see there where he's come out, sitting there, the coin impression there, where the coin was sitting. And, excuse me, we've got a $2 coin on that one. He's been there for quite a while. A long time. And what they do out here now with the old school building and the open area, the open grass field, they actually hold market days out here. So every 4th Sunday of the month, they actually run a market, like a growers market, which is really cool. I've been out here a few times. It's like a live band, and yeah, it's really cool. Great atmosphere. So I might even come out here this month for the market and see what's going on. And one thing I'll say too, with this school building, what they did is there's a railway that runs right in front of me. It's sort of down in that ditch there. It runs all the way around off into the next town and all the way that way back into the local town. And what they did is they actually put in a look, I'll show you properly later. We'll wander over and have a look. But they put in like a big concrete culvert as a bit of a fire bunker, because this is a very fire prone area, as you can see. A very thick bushland. And what they did to protect the school kids, I think there was a fire in the area at another school, and sadly a couple of kids or a couple of children lost their lives. And early days, I'm talking a long time ago, but I remember reading about it and it was quite sad. And what they did here at this school to protect the school children is actually put in a concrete bunker up near the railway there. So we'll go have a look at that a little bit later and I'll show you that. It's not much to see, it's just a concrete bunker in the ground, but we'll be able to check out the railway at the same time and just show you a look at where the kids used to probably play and if need be, shelter for a bushfire. Let's keep going. I got our next target and I have no idea what it's going to be once again. Running around the 56, 57, could be a sixpence of those numbers. It's got a bit of a big tone about it, if that makes sense. It's not like short, sharp and crisp like a coin would be. You can really see where I'm wearing the snake gators too. Look how thick it is and look what I'm going through. You just never know if there's a snake hiding in the grass. So let's dig this one. That $2 coin coming out too. I was actually out yesterday at a bit of a gold honey hole that I've got, and I've hunted quite a lot over the years. And believe it or not, some probably won't, but I did $178 in 3 hours. As I said, it's my gold coin honey hole. And I'd let it build up for about a year. Believe it or not, coins still get used out there. And it's the perfect setting, you know, it's sort of dim lights, you know, dim lighting out there. People sit on the grass, people go to the canteen. So it's like the perfect setting for people to lose coins, isn't it? And I did $178 in, well, just just about 3 hours it was. So exceptional. And I've got 2 rings. I didn't film anything, but I've got 2 rings, an earring, and a heap of coins, heap of money. Bottle top. There we go. Bit of a sketchy signal, that one. If it was a coin, you'd expect it to be a lot more crisper than what it was. Coca-Cola, that one. First bit of rubbish. Well, kind of. We dug that little alloy pipe at the start. But not bad. Spigot tap, $2 and a penny. And only 2 bits of rubbish. Let's see what else we can get. Alright, next good signal. In the thick grass. We'll just move that out of the way a bit. Another nice, high, loud tone. 91, 93. Back down to a 90 there. And 2 bars of depth. I always look at the depth indicator because obviously something's sitting on the surface. It's probably not going to be as old. Something sitting with a bit of depth. Well, it's probably what I'm after more so. That sounds coinish to me. Nice, clean, crisp target. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a tree root there. And just over the road from the school here, which is pretty commonplace in a lot of little towns, you've actually got an old tennis courts. And I haven't really hunted over there much either. It's very, very thick with bushland once again. So, look, I'll just see how I go. If I get time to go over there today, I will. But I've only got a couple of hours out here, really. What do we got? That's not a coin. Oh, it's another bit of rubbish, I think. I haven't really found the dumping point for the school here. Nearly all schools had them. They just go off and discard their rubbish over on the back fence line, and well, as you can see, we're right on the fence line. You see the concrete pillars and the wire running through, and the concrete pillars are normally a dead giveaway that it was an old school site as well, because if you look around the old school sites, that is generally what they can basically put up, the old concrete fences or the metal poles. And look, if you look around, it sort of creates that pattern every time, you know, old school site. Whereas if it was an old timber fence, you'd more think it was a farmer's fence. No farmer's going to put up concrete poles, or not many that I've ever seen. Let's see what else we can get. Hopefully not more rubbish. Sounded like such a good signal, didn't it? Well, lots more rubbish between that last dig. We were just sort of humming up around that big old tree there, and we're sort of going through the rough, through the thick of that grass. We've sort of come out into the open though now. That's enough of near the fence line. And try and get out into the open, maybe where the kids were sort of running through more, you know. We're sort of heading down towards the back of the block here, but I sort of want to run up that fence line and back towards that shed behind me. But stay in the open, clear grass now. As much as we can anyway. This one's not a bad signal. 64, 66, 2 bars of depth once again. And he's short and he's sharp and he's small, so it could be a coin, it could be a sixpence. Generally the sixpences ring up around the 60 range from memory. And the pennies, half pennies. I'll just see what we get out of this one. Those flies are so crazy out here too. Oh, no. What is that? First thought it was a thimble, but yeah, not to be. Just a bit of flared out copper pipe by the looks. Flared out at one end and open. Looks like it's almost got thread there too. Strange old piece, and not our silver coin that we wanted. Another technically bit of rubbish, I suppose, but that's okay. You never quite know what's going to come out of the ground. I think that's half the fun of detecting. You go to these sites and you don't know what you're really going to find, and sometimes it can be all really good stuff mixed in with a bit of bad, and well, sometimes it can be a lot of bad stuff. But at the end of the day, you still have that enjoyment and that surprise of not knowing what's really going to come out of the ground. We're still in that trashy era, I think, so we might venture out more into the open. I'm sort of trying to stay in the shade, I am, but we might try and venture more out in the open and see if we can snag the next coin. Well, once again, I did not film this one. I was classing it to be maybe a bit of rubbish. I don't call that rubbish though. Is that or not? I think it is. I think that's a musket ball. Just looking for a hole up the top. Oh, maybe not. Hole down the bottom. Can't see one. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. That's actually a sinker. I got excited then. So hole and hole, top and bottom. It's an old sinker. Who's been fishing out here? There's no river, no lake, no dam close by. Maybe someone was just practicing their casting. You actually see that on some ovals too. Like you go to some ovals and it'll say, no practicing your casting. Like people must just like go out there and be like, oh, I wonder how far I can sling this sinker and hook or lure. And they must lose them. And the sports grounds must put up signs, you know, saying no practicing your casting on the oval. Oh dear. I really got excited that was a musket ball though to begin with. But yeah, top and bottom hole, quite clearly that's a sinker. And I can actually see the mould line running right the way through the middle. So definitely a sinker. Not to worry. Would have been cool if it was a musket ball though. Let's keep going. Well, one thing I've come to conclude since being here for the last half an hour, this area in front of me is full of rubbish. And it just keeps coming out. But this one may not be. This may be a coin that we're after. Into pinpoint there, very short, sharp and direct, and 2 bars of depth, and hanging around the 79-80 range. So it's exactly what we want to see. I just dug another bit of that metal stripping. It looks like it's like a tent pole or something. I don't think it is, but I don't know, you find a lot of it at old schools. Let's see what this is. Probably going to be a 2-cent coin. Oh, we got him out in the plug. I was just thinking too, if we don't do much good over here. Yeah, look at that, another bit of rubbish. Full of it is. I think we found the dumping point for the school right in front of us here. And what I've done too is I've actually put the horseshoe button on the Equinox 900 here, just so I can listen to everything, so I can get a bit of an idea of just how much trash and how much signal's in the ground. It's a bit of a trick to remember, you know, if you're looking for activity or you suspect there's an old house site down the back there, put in your horseshoe button and basically listen for it all, because where you're picking up rust and rubbish, what have you, that generally indicates occupation. So not in this case. I mean, we know where the occupation was. It was right to the left of us where the school building was, but I'd say, as I said, all this was the dumping area, because I've never quite found it at this school site, because everything over on the oval there off to the left of us, right directly beside the school, well, it's all been good stuff, all coins. So what I'll do is, if I keep going here and just finding a lot of trash and a lot of rubbish, we might just test the waters over there and see if I've missed anything, and see if we can pick up on anything that's been left behind. How's that, eh? Where there's trash, there's treasure. Where was our last dig? There. Just filled him in, nice plug. And we moved 2 steps to the right hand side. What did I say I wanted today? Silver! Look at that. A little threepence. How awesome. Where there's trash, there's treasure. And look, that is just stunning. The sun is out and so is the silver coins. Well, they are now. We've got a beautiful old coat of arms little threepence there. And it just spurs me along to hunt this area more. You know, we've dug a lot of trash so far, but where there's trash, there's treasure, as I said, and it just spurs me along. You know, the kids would have been walking up and down here or playing out here, I'm certain, and bingo, we've just hit on the money. Literally hit on the money. Well, lots of rubbish, as I said, but this is our next signal. Just picking him out between the trash we are. And it sounds good. It's jumping around a lot, but we've actually got 3 bars of depth on this one. And that last little silver, he was very, very deep as well, like extremely deep. I didn't actually check how the depth of the depth indicator on the machine, but I know I stuck the shovel in all the way to the bottom, and he pulled out that silver coin. So we'll just go after the really deep targets here today. Oh look, we've hit like a bit of a sandy base. How cool's that? Through the dirt into the sand. So this could be another coin. Oh, it is too, I think. It is too. 1 cent coin. There we go. We might start being on a run now. Like, we might get away from this trashy area and move up and just move on to all the coins as kids were walking back and forth and dropping them. And it wouldn't have just been the kids either. Like, a lot of these schools back in the day, they were used for a lot of things, you know. You didn't just have small communities with schools and halls and churches. A lot of the time, churches and halls weren't even built, and the school was utilised for everything, you know. The school was the hall, it was the school, it was the church, it was where everybody congregated, it was even where people got married in some counts. So interesting. And it's not always, as I said, the school kids that were dropping the money. You can imagine people here playing sports or getting married or congregating here for certain reasons, hall functions or church functions, you know, church day, and that is where some of the coins and some of these items would have been lost and dropped once upon a time. Pretty awesome, very trashy, but in amongst it we're getting the coins. Alright, we're getting through it. We're about halfway down the ground now, I'd say. And as I said, I'm sort of heading down to that back of the block where the school plantation originally was. I'm just noticing off the side there too, there's like a bit of a school entry gate. We'll see if we can go over and show you. But I'm just sort of heading down there, following the signals. And yes, there's a lot of rubbish, but we know there's coins mixed in amongst, don't we? Which I think this is what this is going to be once again. Or another bit of alloy strip, which I keep finding. It's like they broke it up into a million pieces and threw it out everywhere. We'll see what this one is though. Could be another penny or silver coin, would be nice. I'd really love to see, oh yeah, there you go, another bit of alloy strip. What is this stuff? Where's it coming from? I said they just broke it up and thrown it into a million pieces. Not to worry, we'll try, keep going and try and get another coin. So I'm really after a florin today. Something big, something silver, something nice and shiny would be nice. Let's keep going that way. Rightio, well we're right down the bottom now, as you can see. There's the school building way up there, and my car. And we found literally nothing walking all the way down, so it doesn't show much sign of activity, does it? The school kids mustn't have ventured down this far, otherwise they probably would have been bitten by a snake. You can see right here, we're right at the end of the block. I mean, there's the main road in front of us, and there is the concrete pillar or the concrete post. I can't actually see where my finger is on camera, but there it is there. I can see it in real life, and that is the end of the school ground. And you can see the fence running all the way back up along there, back towards the school building. Now, one target we have found, we're going to dig it. It's not deep. It's only got 1 bar of depth. Literally sitting on the surface there, 59 and a 60. But it's got my it's got my curiosity, so we'll just dig it and see what it is. Probably just going to be a bottle top that someone's dropped recently. We'll just check, just to make sure. Hoping it's a coin. A pinpointer, I can't see him. Where are you? Aha, throwing you off the side I did. Oh, no way. There we go. We do have a coin. Yes! And we threw him straight out. You see the coin impression there on the plug. What's left of the plug. We've got a little half penny we have. Awesome. So there we go. Using a bit of initiative there and walking all the way down here brings us a 1/2 penny. Really cool. Commonwealth half penny. And that's just awesome. It's not a silver coin that we wanted, but look how far away we are from the school building. So I'd say some kids sort of walking through here or walking home, what have you, maybe a railway worker, maybe someone getting off the train. There wasn't really a train stop around here. Maybe once upon a time it did stop further up the line, I don't know. But yeah, maybe they just dropped their penny. But why was it sitting literally on the surface? Like I could have hit on him with the pinpointer, I reckon, before I even stuck the shovel on. Into the ground, I should say. Shovel on, shovel in. That's cool. I'm excited. Let's hum around here just a little bit more, because where there's one there could be more. And look, then we're going to sort of skirt back up along the fence line here, and I want to check out that side gate, because if there's a gate there, that means people are using it, coming in and out. Also means activity, and it also has potential for more coins to be dropped and found. Let's keep going. I just started noticing a heap of false signals coming through the machine, so what I've done is I've just turned that horseshoe button back on, just so I can hear it all. And behind us there was a ton of rust. It was like there was an old building or something there. Like, how do you get that much targets in the ground otherwise? And especially considering we haven't really found any targets leading down here. But just doing that horseshoe button trick and just sort of listening to where most of the signals were, where most of the activity would have been taking place, or maybe possibly a building, as I said. That's sort of what's brought us over to this one. We've sort of really concentrated our time, and bingo, we've got a silver coin. That's what I'm calling it anyway, 92, 93, 3 bars of depth, nice deep one. And we're away from the rust and the trash now. The machine sort of got real busy, real hectic there, and then all of a sudden got real quiet. So this might be a coin that someone's dropped leading down to the old building there. That's what I'm going to say anyway. It was an old building. Because yeah, lots of rusty signals. Oh, we've done it! Look at that. Initiative. That's what. Look, that's that's what it brings you. You know, we've sort of walked all the way down here today, as you've seen, and we've never hunted this area out. Like, I really don't know what this area was, whether it was an extended school oval, what have you. but it is part of the school, so you know they would have been utilising it somehow, some way. The kids running down here, what have you, I don't know, but yeah, it just pays off. Use that initiative, think outside the box. And that's a rue penny. Awesome, really, really cool. And we're in the shade too once again. What a winner. 1949, I think I can see. He's a very, very deep, crusty old rue penny. But what's that, 3 pennies or 2 full pennies, 1 half penny. We've got a little silver threepence there, coat of arms, just great. And a couple of bits of rubbish and a spigot tap. And I tell you what, walking through this grass, well, I certainly wouldn't be down here without my gators on, my trusty snake gators. Because, well, I've never been bitten by a snake and I certainly don't want to. I've seen plenty in my life, but always steer clear of them. I certainly don't want to be bitten out here today. So, look, I would not be walking through this grass if I had not put my snake gators on today. And as I said, I've got a brand new pair. I can't remember the brand or the name of them, and they cost me a pretty penny, but I'll be sure to show them in my next gold hunting video out the bush, because that's ideally what they're for, and they are fantastic. Oh, and I got a new pair of shoes too. Not these ones, but another pair of shoes, so I can climb all those steep hilly banks. And I'm not sponsored by any way by the gators or the shoes, but I'm definitely going to show them off in my next video because they are both absolutely amazing. I love them. So let's keep going. Let's see if we can find another high signal to pick out. What's that? All right, well, just a quick stop and quick breath and wipe the nose and sweat off. And I'll just show you here behind us, that's where we've come from. And we've walked all the way up along, well, sort of more up along here. We didn't walk through the trees. And we've come all the way up to this gate that I was saying about. I'll just walk through this grass very gingerly and very carefully. And I was just noticing there, the gate doesn't look that old. Like, it's not an old gate. And you've got the lock set up here, and we've got the concrete pillars, the concrete posts that, well, they don't look all that old as well. Not as old as these ones here. You can see that real thick gauge wire too. So these would be original to the school, and the wire, no doubt. But this here, you can see the concrete post or pillar here they've put on the side, and even these 2 standing posts right beside the gate. They're not that old. They're not as old as the other pillars, the other posts. So look, I don't think the gateway's that old here. I don't think the kids were entering through the gate here once upon a time. I think they were probably just jumping the fence or coming in through the bottom of the school, or coming around the road there that you can hear cars in front of us, coming around the road and entering through the front of the school. I don't think that gate originally was there. So not to worry, we won't bother humming around here too much, because I thought it was going to be an old gate, maybe where the kids were entering and exiting after school finished, and maybe potential for coins. We do have a target here somewhere. To me, that sounds like a gold coin. Or maybe a couple of gold coins there actually. Sort of getting a double jump there, about here, and another jump over there. So let's just have a look at the pinpointer, because they're only surface targets. One there. Let's have a dig. Maybe someone just recently has used the gate and dropped a coin. Gold coin, gold coin. Oh, no way! There you go. Well, there you go. That's a half penny. Geez, I was fooled on that one, wasn't I? Double jumper gold coin. No, it's not. It's a double jumper copper coin. It's a little Commonwealth 1/2 penny once again. Very, very horrible condition like the last one we found. But yeah, awesome. Initiative pays off. And I don't even think that gate's that old. As I explained, it all looks like new concrete pillars. Just have a look. Pinpointer's still on. We'll stand up actually, because I can't hit anything more with the pinpointer. So stand up. That's really cool. 4 pennies, thank you very much, Lee. Yeah, that's it. Why was he so shallow though? Like, why was he literally sitting on the surface like that last one? I don't know. I don't know. Another signal there, low one. Bit of a funny signal there. This ground's really funny. It's sort of throwing the detector off a bit. Like the site that I was hunting yesterday for gold coins, believe it or not, some of the gold coins were coming up. Yeah, so there's so much rust in the ground. Some of the gold coins yesterday were coming up around the 80, 90, and I knew they were gold coins because I've hunted the site so many times over the years. I know to expect that the numbers are not always right. Let's go near the gate. Let's see what we can find. That's why the small coil's really good today too. Like big open space, yeah, but oh, here's a nice signal. Having the small coil really helps because it makes it easy to push through all this long grass. We're going to dig him too. Let's grab the shovel because we left him behind. Man down. That's really cool. Shallow penny. 2 shallow pennies. And I still haven't seen a snake. Even cooler. Let's get that out of the way. Oh, the grounds went really tough here. Get out of here. This could be another coin. Look at the quartz stone too. Rounded. Must have been an ancient riverbed flowing through here, full of gold. Right, where's our target? Maybe it's in the shovel still. Oh, there it is. Tis too. That's actually a really cool find. It's part of an old builder's ruler. You still see the numbers and everything on it, but it would have been wooden, so the wooden ruler would have come out from each side, like a finger each way, and you would have been able to open them up. I know that because my grandfather was a builder, and he carried one of these in his pocket everywhere he went, even when he wasn't a builder. He still carried one of these rulers in his pocket, and he used to pull it out of his side pocket and he'd sort of like whoosh, flip it out and it would be extended. It was really cool. It was such a cool trick that he used to do all the time when we were kids. You still just see the numbers. Oh, no, you can't really actually. You see the rivets where the wood would have been held in, but the wood has all rotted away now. That's a really cool find. Not a coin, an old builder's ruler instead. Let's hum around here a little bit longer, because 2 cool finds like that, well, there could just be more. Alright, we did not get very far from the builder's ruler. Builder's ruler was just about there. And the old new gate, well, it pays off. I actually don't know what it's paid off with, but we've got another cool little find. It's like a pair of rabbit ears. I actually don't know what it is. And I kind of hit him with the shovel off the side there. Whoops. I swear I dug it like that. But yeah, what is it? I don't know. Looks like a little bow tie or rabbit ears or something. Could it go that way? No. Goes that way. I don't really know what it is though. Maybe like a wreath or something. It's a brooch, it's a badge, it's something. I'll just try and straighten those ears out, that other one out anyway. It's old too. It's copper. As you can see where I've hit it. So rough. That's really, really cool. Have to give it a real good clean up under the tap. I'll just zoom in there so you can get a better look at it. Sort of got like a bow tie sort of look in the middle. But really, really cool piece. I said the old new gate pays off. Penny, builder's ruler, and pair of ears. Don't know. Another 5 minutes around here though, and then I'm going to get back to the car and get a drink because it's extremely hot and my mouth is extremely dry. And then we might try, show you a look at that culvert, that concrete bunker near the railway, and then we might try up near the CFA shed and see if we can pluck out a few more cool items. Alright, still going around the gate there, the old new gate, that's what we're calling it. And got this another nice signal here. We're going to dig them out together. 69, 76, 74. There's a lot of numbers going on the screen there. 81, 84, 79, 87. 67, 67. Alright, let's go after him though. It could be another coin. It could be another brooch or part of the rest of the brooch. I think that was all there was to it. Try and be very careful on this dig too and try and dig around. Oh no, there goes me sunnies. I won't stand on them or lose them. I went through about 6 pairs of these Oakleys, and every time I lose a pair or break a pair or bust a pair, just go buy another pair. Oh, I wasn't looking, but look what I'm looking at now. Silver. No, it's not. I got excited. Had a silver colour about it, but that's a 1 cent coin. Oh well, that's still cool. The coins are here. Definitely a 1 cent coin. I can see a 1. Oh, there we go. So the gate's really paid off, considering I don't think it was that old. But then again, it could have been another old gate there, like an old wooden one, and maybe they replaced it. Maybe the wooden one was falling over. Maybe they replaced it with that spang dangling new steel gate and the new concrete pillars. Alright, well, very last target, and then I mean it, it is drink time because I am extremely thirsty. It's gotten really warm. 93, 95 though. Before we take a break, I think that's a great target to finish on. I'll take a break on anyway. I keep hearing like a beeping noise too. There it goes right there. I don't know what it is. I thought it was a pinpointer. Sometimes when you leave the pinpointer on accidentally and put it back in your pouch, it starts beeping at you. But I checked the pinpointer, it's not it. So I don't know what's going on. What's actually beeping at me? Might be over in the shed there, because we're not far away from it. Oh, is that our target? Yes, it is. Oh, not to worry. And you hear the machines going really silly. Just shoot a noise cancel quickly with our target on top of the coil still. Oh, it's quieting it down a little bit. That's it there. It's not a florin. It's a big, chunky, hunky piece of burnt off rubbish. Maybe there's a florin stuck inside. I don't know. Anyway, that's it. There goes that beeping again. What is it? We are taking a break though now, and we're going to go over and get a drink. And I'll show you that concrete bunker as we do it. Rightio, well, I've just caught my breath. Just cracked a can of Coke. Took a few swigs. It's exactly what you need on a hot day, isn't it? Nice can of Coke. Probably be better off with a bottle of water. I don't have the Prado with me today though, and look, the Prado's actually got a fridge in it. It's always stocked full of water and snacks and Coke and everything cool. So what we'll do while we go check out the bunker, we'll just leave all our stuff here. I might grab my keys so no one can steal my car, but no one surely should steal any of that. Like, they should just know it's mine and just not touch it. So we'll just go over and check out this bunker though, and hopefully when we come back the detector's still there. Rightio, well, let's go check out this concrete bunker. I think, oh no, you don't follow this track. This track must be a private property track, because it's actually cut off the old train line there. You can see train line continues up that way, and it continues back that way. But this would have never have been here, obviously, otherwise the train would have had to jump it. We'll just go very carefully through this grass too, and if anything moves, I'm going to move quickly too. I've been watching out for snakes really intently today, because, well, summertime, a snaky area, I'm certain they'll be out. I have not seen one just yet. Then again, I've got the gators on, so you do feel a little bit more protected. It's really cool though, the old train line. Like, I often wonder, you know, how much work and effort it would have been to cut this out. You know, you've got the embankments either side, and they would have cut this out all with hand tools, shovels, picks and wheelbarrows, and just looked phenomenal. There was no machinery back then, mid 1800s, so really, really cool. And you've actually got steps leading down here. The old wooden steps, very cool. And behind me, you've got steps leading back up the bank, or back down the bank, whichever you want to see it. And continue back on up here. And I won't stick the camera up just too high just yet, but there is a sign right there I'll read out. And it says about the old primary school bunker. This is an old bushfire bunker. These types of bunkers were commonly used at sawmill sites across Victoria and were used to escape bushfires. There we go. This area has been impacted by major Victorian bushfires, most significantly on Black Friday in January 1939, and to a lesser extent on Ash Wednesday in February 1983. The bunker was constructed in an original section of the old railway by the families of the children attending the primary school during the mid-1980s. So it's actually not that old, about as old as me, I suppose. The bunker has never been used and is now a historical site. So we're just going to go in here a little bit. Oh, I hope there's no snakes, or wombats, or koalas. Oh, it's not. But just imagine being a kid in here. Like, imagine a bushfire roaring past. You know, this whole area's on fire, and the teacher's like, "Righto, kids, run to the bunker. Escape the bushfire." Oh, we'll just go back a bit further. If I was a kid too, escaping the bushfire and having to shelter in here, I would have wanted to be right at the back there, I'd say. Put all the other kids in front of me. Ah, dear. But look, it would have been really a surreal experience, and thankfully this bushfire bunker has never been used for just that, bushfires, but I'm sure the kids would have played down here and had a lot of fun. It was probably the kissing corner in here, or the kissing bunker. because I know we had a kissing tree at primary school, and if you went in that tree with someone, you had to kiss them. It was gross. But look, really, really cool. And as I said, imagine having that experience of having a bushfire roar past here, or roar around here over the top of your head and past the front of the bunker here, and being a young child in this bunker. It would have been really, really scary. So we're going to get out of here now, and I do have that memory myself. When I was at primary school, we didn't have a bushfire bunker, but when I was at primary school, a big bushfire took place because I went to a very, very similar primary school to this. It was right out in the middle of the bush, surrounded by thick bushland. And I actually remember, in fact, when I was probably grade 3, grade 4, the bushfire come through, and all the parents and what have you got cut off from their kids. And us as kids, my brother and my sister and I, we all got moved to a school further on. It was deeper in the bush, but then again, it wasn't on fire, that area. Where our school was, the fire was approaching and creeping up to it. So we had to all abandon school, and we actually got sent to another school. And from memory, I can remember being a young child, and we're all pushed into one classroom. Us kids that left one school, plus the other kids that were already attending that school, and we're all pushed into that one classroom building area where the teachers could watch us. And it was, a pretty surreal experience. I remember it well. And from memory, we had to sleep in the school that night. Like, the parents could not come and get us. The roads were impassable, and while the fire was being fought. So yeah, look, it does definitely hit home, because I've sort of been through that. Not that we had to shelter in a bunker like that, but we got pushed further, as I said, down the road, probably 20-30k down the road, and pushed to another school building. And I remember that experience very well. And it was quite scary. Oh dear. Look at that. My stuff's gone. Someone stole it, they have. All they've done is left me gloves on the ground. Oh, we better get the Manticore out now, and we better hunt with that. I can't believe someone stole my stuff. Jokes, I'll put it in the boot. You just never know. But what we are going to do is get the Manticore out and stretch that out for the afternoon. And we're going to run around the area that I've hunted before. And I'm going to get rid of these gators, because it's very, very short grass around here. So we ideally don't need those. And ideally, they're very, very hot to wear on a hot day. So we'll get rid of the gators, we'll stretch out the Manticore, and look, it's 1:35 now. We might do another hour hunting and just see if we've missed anything in the past, and see if the Manticore can sniff it out. Let's go. Right, well, first target, right beside the school building, or right beside the concrete, beside the school building, and that was an easy one, a $1 gold coin, 66.67 on the Minelab Manticore. Rings up really nice. Let's just give you a listen out on the surface here. And you really can't miss them. Sounds beautiful. Generally the $2 coins are a lower number. So generally, from memory, the $2 coins are a 65, 66, and the $1 coins are a little bit higher, 67, 68. Remember, don't always trust the numbers. I mean, they don't have to be spot on perfect. They can jump around a little bit either way, and it still will be what you think it will be. Or maybe it'll be a bottle top. But in that case, it was a gold coin. Let's keep going. All right, well, 2 steps forward. Let me turn that pinpointer off. 2 steps forward from the $1 gold coin, and as I said before at the start of this video, I've done this area to death, but new machines, new days, new attitude, new signals, you just never know what you're going to find. There is the coin impression there, and there be the coin. It's a really nice condition penny too. 1 penny, Commonwealth 1 penny, and right beside the concrete once again. So maybe that's why I missed him, because when you swing up around the concrete, you get a lot of the mixed signals with the Rio in the concrete. So you can be confused and you can miss targets. But that one there is a nice deep one, and he was singing up just nice enough for me to dig him. Nice repeatable tone, and bingo, brings us a nice full 1 penny. So that's about, what, 4 or 5 pennies now that we've got. And look, this one here, I did not really expect to come out. So you just never know what else you can find revisiting that old ground. Let's see what else we can get. And here we go again. So right up against the concrete, that's where the penny come from. The $1 gold coin was there. You can just see that plug there. But we've got another gold coin, I think, and it doesn't surprise me, because as I said, this is an area for markets. And you can see, I don't know how well you can see, let me zoom you right in. You can see on the screen there that little dot on the conductivity line. One thing I really love about the Minelab Manticore is you get that 2D mapping screen. So I can tell that's a coin right away. And I can also tell it's going to be a $2 gold coin. Zoom you back out. There we go. And we should be able to hit him with the pinpointer. Not have to dig a very deep plug. Wow, these flies are relentless. And just like yesterday, I did $178 in 3 hours. The Equinox 900 and the Minelab Manticore, they are fantastic machines for just plucking the coins out, especially the fresh drop coins. Let's have a look. There he is. $2. So what's that? We got $1 there before. We got $1 a second ago, and now we got $2. So we're $4 richer, I think. Or did we get $2 at the start of the day? I can't remember. But regardless, as I said, Equinox 900, Equinox 800 even, fantastic coin relic hunting machine, same as the Manticore, and even the Xterra Elite. I absolutely love that machine. Little sniper 6-inch core that I've got on it, and it is just dynamite on the coins. It really is. So we'll keep running up along this strip and run the next strip along the concrete, and even if we're picking up fresh drop gold coins, that's quite fine by me. Alright, well, it's got extremely hot, I won't lie, I'm suffering through it. Long sleeve shirt on, I've got shorts on, but wow, it's hot. I just bumped the sensitivity up on the Manticore too. I'm running a 26 sensitivity at the moment. Every time I go near the school building it gets a little bit chirpy, what have you, but we're working with it, and we're working away from the school building at the moment currently, and I can't really, oh maybe I can, show the depth of this hole without filling it back in. It's pretty much the depth of the pinpointer, and I just heard a light sound, you know, a repeatable tone back and forth, and a high tone at that. And I thought, oh, maybe a sketchy silver or something hiding. But look at that, we've got another penny. We do. Really, really good condition too. This sandy soil, it's keeping them in great condition. So another Commonwealth penny, full penny, and look, just an exception for the Minelab Manticore. Punching that deep and getting the targets that all the other machines that I've run here have missed, and mainly the main machine that I've run here is the Equinox 800. I remember early days starting out and I was detecting this site quite a bit, but look, the Minelab Manticore, just exceptional depth, especially with the M9 coil there, and bingo, we've got a beautiful Commonwealth penny. So exceptional stuff, and with that sandy soil, as I said, it's kept it in good condition, and it was extremely deep down. So we're just going to hum around really, really slowly, see if we can pick up on any more of those real faint tones, you know, the repeatable tones back and forth, and of course the high targets, the high tones, because it's generally the silvers and the coppers and the rings and, well, all the cool stuff we like finding. Let's fill this hole in, deep hole, and let's see if we can snag another one. Well, not a deep tone on this next one, and not a high signal. It's about mid-range. Another gold coin. It's a $2 too. 63, 64. It's a $2. And he should be pretty much surface target. Oh, surface target. We don't even need the pinpointer. Can you see that? Expose him a little bit more. There he is. Oh, see if we can pop him. There he is. How cool. So what are we? $6 richer now. I might be able to add it to the tally from yesterday. $184 in 2 days. It's not too bad. Tax-free money. All spendables. And like I always think too, if that, if no one come along here and found all that money, or yesterday found all that money, and today, it'd be currency lost in the ground, wouldn't it? Not that it'd really matter, but it's better off in my pocket or your pocket and being able to be respent and back into circulation. Let's see if we can grab some more. Alright, well, credit to the Manticore once again. We've sniffed out another good potential coin target. And I'm sort of wondering, how have these been missed? As I said, I've done this area so thoroughly. Like, I was going back and forth gridding here for weeks and weeks, coming out here and doing it. But like I said, new machines, new day, new attitude. Maybe I got a little bit lazy. Maybe the Equinox 800 wasn't punching as deep, or separating individually those targets as well. Not that this is a really trashy area though, but I'm pretty certain this is going to be another coin. Probably a 2-cent coin by the sounds of it. Hanging around the 78, 79, 80 range. Let's see what we got. Maybe another penny. And like I said there before, I brought a friend out here the other week. Oh, he's still much deeper. I brought a friend out here the other week, and it was a real wet, horrible rainy day, but we had a lot of fun and actually scored a couple of silvers up around behind these old sports sheds. It was awesome. Oh, look at the gravel. Maybe that's why we missed him last time. I think he's still in the hole, I'd say. Oh, it's definitely a coin. Try not to hit him. Imagine if it was a ramhead shilling. Dominic's favourite coin. Oh no! I see bottle top. Not to be on that one. And he's nothing fancy either. Looks like an old milk bottle lid actually. Yeah, really weird. Looks like it's almost been painted with an enamel paint. Still cool, and still a target that, look, I wouldn't walk past. If I heard it, I'd always dig it, regardless of it being a bottle top, because you just never know when you can be surprised with a coin. Rightio, well, that is going to finish us up. We've just dug our last target. It's in my hand, and it's big and it's silver, and I don't know how I missed it. I really don't. It was a 95-96 on the Minelab Manticore. I nearly said Equinox 900. The Minelab Manticore though, 95-96, and I lie, it's big, but it wasn't silver. It's 100 gram weight, Buster. How cool is that? And once again, how have I missed something like that? Like that's, it hasn't been thrown out just recently. That's been in the ground pre me coming here and digging with the Equinox 800, and I must have missed it. And I gridded up and down this section. I can't remember what coil or what setup I was using properly, but I know it was with the Equinox 800 because it was early days hunting. And as I said, I covered this site years and years and years ago. But how did that get missed? Oh, look, I don't know. Maybe I mistook it as a false target, or maybe I skipped past it in the wrong direction. Maybe I stopped right here and went for lunch, and when I started back, I started over there. Who knows? But it just tells me one thing, where a signal like that can be hiding in the ground, a big 100 gram weight, 95, 96, something that you'd never walk past because you presume it was a florin. Well, it tells me that I need to get back here and hunt all this area again, and I will in future. Spend some more time out here, and I'm certain there's plenty more left behind. So anyway, that's going to finish up. That is our last dig for today. There's 2:15 on the watch, and look, I'm going to go over and do a wrap up at the car, show you all the trash, show you all the treasure that we've dug out today, and we'll show you what we've done. Rightio, well, that's about it for us today for now. We will be back in future, and I'm sorry I did not put a video out last Friday. Just life gets busy sometimes, so I had a bit of a break, and well, we are going to try and keep on routine, and every Friday night 7:30 there will be a video. I'll just try my little hardest. So we were hunting with the Equinox 900 by Minelab to begin with this morning. We hunted all the way in front of the car there, right down to the back of the block. We found a half penny, we found a little silver coin, little threepence, we even found a full penny. We've got a kangaroo penny out as well, and then after lunch we switched over to the Minelab Manticore, and well, we got out some more. We got out another full penny, another half penny I think it was, and a couple of gold coins. We even got the spigot tap there to start off with this morning. We got the builder's ruler. We got what I thought was a musket ball, turns out to be a sinker, joke's on me. And to finish off with, we got 100 gram weight. Now really, really cool, and as I said, what it tells me today is I need to come back here and hunt it all again, whether it be with the Equinox 900 or even the Minelab Manticore. I'll probably opt for the Manticore to begin with and just scour this ground once again, because you've got 2 pennies, 4 pennies, 2 half pennies, so 4 full pennies, 2 half pennies. We've got $7 in gold coins. We've got a beautiful little silver threepence, and we even got the bunny ears or some sort of ears, I'm not quite sure, but really, really cool. And with that many targets still left in the ground plus rubbish, I mean, it just, no site is ever fully done. And those sites that you've got that you've hunted out time and time again, return there with a different coil, a different machine if you can, and try it again, because I guarantee you'll hit on more finds, just like what we have here today. So I really hope you enjoyed, guys. Be sure to hit that like, comment and subscribe button. Support our channel for future, and I really hope to see you on that next adventure, whether it be coin, relic or gold. We'll see you there. Cheers.